We've gotten a lot of controversy around this. A lot of players have spoken out. LeBron has talked about how he feels slighted and lied to because the league told him that they were getting that week off and he was planning on being able to spend it with his family and recharge. And a lot of players have made similar remarks. Adam Silver hopped up on the jump just a few short days ago, talking to Rachel Nichols and company about how this is a show for the fans and how this is the kind of thing that the fans need. But let's be real. This is not for the fans. This is not for you. This is for TNT. This is for Turner Broadcasting. This is for the TV money, for the bottom line. Because look, I'm not gonna front with you, Omer. I don't mind that they're having the All-Star game. I get it. They'll be safe. It'll be okay. It's just another game. They've been flying around the country. It is what it is. But if you're gonna have this, just be real with me. Like, tell me it's about the bottom line. Tell me that the cap, the salary cap is going to shrink by 25% if you don't have this game and do a couple other things for revenue, right? Tell me
That's
that.
fair.
Just
Yeah.
tell me that. Say, look, guys, we are a business. We love our players and we will do everything possible to keep our players safe. But if the players got to play to make their bread, we need them to play because we got bills to pay, just like they got bills to pay, just like y'all got bills to pay. Is universal. Everyone got bills to pay. And if you like the product, you like the NBA, it is. We all got bills to pay. If you like the product, right, you have to support this happening. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to see the salary cap drop to 75 million. And I don't want to see players' salaries get reduced by 15 or 20%. So I understand the league has got to do what it's got to do, but just say that.
Yeah, that's more than fair. I look, I come down on actually two fronts because there is merit to the argument that that an all-star game would be good for fans, right? I mean, grant it's not enough to warrant playing the game for the reasons they're saying it, right? But I do think there's merit in there, and there's merit worth talking about because when you let's be honest, like what have we been looking for the past year? We're looking for a kind of return to normal. I think the All-Star game is something, the NBA All-Star game specifically, more so than the Pro Bowl, is something that fans actually like to see. We like to see, the slam dunk contest. We like to see 3-point contest. Have all the All Stars, Charles Barkley, everyone together, right? And I think that there is merit to saying that something like that for the fans is good. Now, is it worth lying to your employees? Is it worth lying to your players if you're the NBA? No, I wouldn't say it is, and I wouldn't say it's worth having it, to be honest. Because look, if I think this is something that basically should have been decided on before the season instead of it kind of being propped upon them like just recently, right? This should have been decided before the season with the Players Association saying, hey, like, let's be real. If we don't, I just dropped the pen. If we don't have this game, then we're not going to be able to raise the salary cap. We're probably going to have to lower it. There's going to have A, B, and C impacts on the game. And they could have hashed it out, come to some sort of agreement, have the game, don't have the game, and the players understand it, right? But it seems to me and everyone else who's reporting on it that instead the NBA just kind of was like, "Oh yeah, we're probably not going to have it. We're going to," and they never specifically said in writing, they never specifically said outright that they were not going to have it. They kind of hinted towards that, and that's what I'm assuming the players and the Players Association went with. Maybe the Players Association didn't even have a real say in the matter. That's likely the case. But you're muted.
I do know a little bit about that. I do know a little bit about that. So apparently, it was Chris Paul and the Players Association who had been okay, who they okayed this, right? Because it's not getting past anybody at the Players Association. If they say no, we're not doing this, then it's not happening, right? But it had the support of Chris Paul and it had the support of the Players Association. So really, the interesting thing is what really happened. Because I told everything that you just said is 1,000% right. You need buy-in from the players because
Yeah.
you can't just drop all your stars in a city and say fuck you, go play. Like, the stars are the guys who get to make these decisions. Like, you can't do things without running it by them. But where was the breakdown of communication between the league deciding they wanted to do this and the Players Association okaying it, but then not telling the players. Like, I don't understand.
I mean, but I mean, look, it's to be expected because the NBA at the end of the day they're a large corporation that's only concerned with their bottom line. Look, are they better than the NFL? Of course. Are they better than the MLB? Emphatically. But
Fire
it
Rob
does
Manfred.
fire Rob Manfred. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But I will say this. I do think that they probably should not be having this game. Like, if we're being real, there's really no real reason other than the money to have this game. And if there was like no player support behind it, and Chris Paul and the leadership of the NBA Players Association just kind of went along, then I think that's kind of failure from the top as far as the Players Association goes. And there probably needs to be some sort of reform there, because look, you can't have that big of a communication breakdown with your Players Association head and your players. Like, that can't happen. If a majority of the NBA players literally do not want to play this game and they feel like they're being forced, then it's on Chris Paul. It's on Chris Paul, and it's also on the NBA. I don't want to like shirk them of their responsibility. They do carry responsibility for this. And look, this, I know, like, we're getting very comfortable with everything because the vaccines are coming out, and people cases are going down, and people are getting a little more comfortable. But remember, guys, we were going down in October. We were going down by a lot in October, and then what happened? Thanksgiving came around. Christmas came around, New Year's came around, cases skyrocketed. Our worst up until I think November was 1,000 people dying a day. We were consistently having 4,000 people in the United States die every day from COVID just a month ago. So we just got out of one of, like, literally the worst of this pandemic, and hopefully the worst of this pandemic. So look, we're already playing the games. I get the argument that it, in a long term, like, they're playing 72 games. It doesn't really matter because they're going to be around each other. But to have those many people around each other, I do think that it is it lends itself to kind of self-explanation. Thanks for watching this video from Real Take Sports Talk. Remember to like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Also, remember to check out our live show every single Thursday at 8 p.m. right here on the YouTube channel. And remember, keep it real.